coming today. I kind of concluded after I'm looking out at this crowd and the wall-to-wall people, if I ever have a party, I'm going to throw it in Carbon County. They'll come. I'm looking around and I'm listening to everybody's remarks and I'm seeing all the enthusiasm and all the excitement. And just so you all know, we've done this before. We've been able to build 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the 5th hospital. I think, and I'm not bragging, it's not bragging if it's true. We certainly know how to do this, and I think the folks in Carbon County, the citizenry, deserve a nice new hospital that's state-of-the-art and with the quality of the physicians. And we're going to work every day to make sure that that happens. And I think in probably a little over 2 years, we'll be standing here dedicating the hospital, because we'll get it up pretty quickly. It'll come out of the ground pretty quickly now. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge through my remarks a couple of individuals and groups that were very instrumental in arriving here today. When you get into these positions, you quickly realize that if you don't work together as a team, you won't get anything accomplished. It doesn't happen because of one person. It happens when people together share a vision of what you want to do. And the first group, and this is not in any order of significance, but it's just an order that pops into my head. This relationship that we have today that it's developed, it probably started back in the days when Palmerton Hospital and Peter Kern, and I saw Peter somewhere, he's out there, decided they were going to give St. Luke's a chance to work with them, and we did, and it worked out really well. And then, after a period of time, appropriately so, the leadership of both organizations, the Palmerton and the hospital, Lee Heighton, decided they were going to try to get together for the common good of the community and put together a system, the Blue Mountain system. And we, St. Luke's, were disappointed at that point the way it went, but we understood, and we didn't condemn or criticize. We understood this community needed to be what it needed to be, and it worked for a while. And then as healthcare has evolved, and this was no one's fault, as healthcare has evolved over the years, it became more and more apparent to the citizens here and to the board that was over the Blue Mountain system that they needed some help and they needed a partner. And I was very, very surprised back a little over 2 years ago when we were contacted to be asked if we would want to participate and be a partner. And to the credit of the board and the staff and the administration, they made a nice level playing field for both organizations that were trying to compete. Both good organizations, I would add. And we were fortunate to be selected, St. Luke's, as the partner for Blue Mountain moving forward. And so here we are today. And why did it happen? It happened because of the leadership, the vision. It wasn't one person, it wasn't two people, it wasn't a whole group. It was a group of community-minded, like-minded individuals that brought us here today. And I will say that moving forward, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Probably the easy part of it's out of the way, knowing what we want to do and when we want to do it. But I do believe that in the future, the best for Carbon County in healthcare is still to come. And you're going to be very, very pleased when you look back on today, 2, 3, 4 years from now, and see how far we've been able to come. But we won't be able to do it unless everybody stays together and works together. And that doesn't mean you can't argue with one another. Isn't that the American way? We need to disagree, but disagree in a respectful way. But if we keep that in mind and we respect one another, but we remember what we want to accomplish, there's nothing we won't be able to do together here. It'll happen, I promise. And I might not be the CEO 10 years, let's say 10 years from now. I just turned 25 last week. But I can tell you the culture will make it happen. The medical staff will make it happen. The leaders on the board will make it happen. The administration will make it happen. And we're going to be very, very, I know, proud of what we've accomplished together. So I want to thank you all for coming. I want to tell you how much I appreciate your support. We welcome comments. We welcome input. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, and that includes the whole organization here in Carbon County and in other places. So you need to be vocal, respectfully so, and tell us if we're making mistakes or you think we're making mistakes. I also want to mention, by the way, I'm not running for office, but we're going to use American steel to build this facility, and we've done that in all of our other facilities, and I think that's really important. It's a little more expensive, but it's better. So it's worth the price. I want to acknowledge Steve's leadership. He worked tirelessly on this. He was a straight shooter. He told us what he thought. The board told us what they thought, and